starting five for both teams, introducing first designated as the visitors, the Charlotte Hornets. Their starting five will consist of number 11.
Welcome to Vegas, MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. Year 15 out here in the desert. 32 teams, 83 games over 11 days. Game one for both the Charlotte Hornets and the Golden State Warriors. And unlike most years with the Warriors, there's a bunch of dudes who are playing for roster spots and playing time in the 1920 season with the Golden State Warriors.
Their starting five consists of number 10, Jacob Evans.
While Summer League has 4 prelim games for each team. And then we'll go to a tournament style. Year 15, this thing keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Record-setting crowds out here with all 30 NBA teams here for the second straight year, as well as a team from China and Croatia. Welcome you courtside, and let's just get this out of the way right off the top. A pair of UNC legends.
That's right.
All throughout the program.
That's right. Got a lot of legends on that court, too.
And a future Carolina faithful over there in the corner.
And a future Hall of Famer, Vince Carter. Not only are we on Kawhi watch, we're on VC watch because he's coming back for another year. So Kawhi watch, as soon as we have any news on
opens the doors for everybody else.
That's right.
Kawhi's holding up everything, isn't he?
He is.
But you're going where Kawhi's going, right?
I don't know.
Oh. But here's what we have in front of us here. Now I'm going to try hard over these next 4 quarters. Miles Bridges, the 12th pick of the 2018 NBA draft. Interesting to see how Charlotte's going to use him tonight because we saw a lot of him at small forward. Coach James Borrego wants to see more of him at power forward over the summer.
That's going to be interesting because one of the things that was unique about Miles Bridges, or I won't say unique, was that he didn't really want to play power forward a lot at Michigan State. He loved to be on the perimeter, didn't really want to play that role for the Spartans, and it's just funny how things work out. Now he's going to have to play a lot of that this year for the Charlotte Hornets.
On the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, he's okay with it.
And I think that's good for him too because it allows him to put his athleticism on display. A lot of power forwards can't stay with him.
18 years old, Alan Smilagic, drafted out of the G League by the Golden State Warriors. Doesn't turn 19 until August. We're underway.
Wow. Vince
Carter, Brendan Haywood, Jared Greenberg, Roe Parrish will check in courtside. Charlotte and Golden State, 2 teams with a bunch of players who are playing for roster spots and playing time, and a lot of players being asked to play different positions. Right out of the gate here, Charlotte in those teal jerseys, Golden State wearing the whites. This Charlotte team going through a transition.
Oh, yeah.
Kemba Walker, tomorrow it'll become official, we presume, will go to the Boston Celtics. The Celtics sending Terry Rozier in a sign and trade to Charlotte, but it is a new era after you lose the greatest player in franchise history. I mean, Vince, you could speak to that. You know what it's like to leave a franchise as its greatest player ever and how they have to adjust afterwards.
I mean, it's always an adjustment period, and where do they find their offense? A player, where do they find a player that's going to get you the bucket when you need it? I mean, it's just a lot going to take place in a couple days when it's reality.
Cody Martin saves it up top here. 2 Bridges drives, no good, and it's going to be taken by Golden State, who participated the last couple of days in the Sacramento Summer League, playing 3 games up there, and one of their more seasoned players who got an opportunity to play there was Damian Jones, and the whole schedule the whole time was that he would only play in Sacramento and not play here. Golden State jumped out to a 5-0 lead here early on. Martin pulls the trigger from downtown. Cody Martin out of NC State went to Nevada.
And I love Martin. And when you watched him at Nevada, he was part of a team that was really able to score the basketball. That is what he does well. So look for him to be aggressive, to look for his offense. Martin is not shy at all.
A turnaround jumper here by Eric Pascal from Villanova. Here comes Graham. Graham fighting off Evans. And Graham will go to the free throw line. Well, the coach for the Charlotte Hornets is Ronald Norred. Second year on the bench with Charlotte. Played at Butler.
And it's going to be interesting to see how things transpire this season for Charlotte, because we know we say this is a transition year, but really it's a rebuilding time for Charlotte. And without Kemba Walker, they're definitely going to go into a rebuild. And they're going to be looking to see what young guys are part of the future, who's not, how the guys fit in. Certain guys step up and become stars, be more than role players. But it's just going to be a very interesting time for Charlotte this season. Might not be a lot of wins, but the team is going to play hard, and they're going to find out a lot about this young core that they have.
Well, what that does for a guy like Bacon, now they're looking to see what you have, what you're going to bring to the table now. Instead of, our team is pretty good, we can bring you along. Now it's like, hey, we need something, or they move forward.
The 6'10" Smiley misses there. And here comes the Charlotte. Game tied at 5. Up top. And there they go.
Great
Isaiah
pass by
Hicks.
Graham.
You know,
Great finish by Hicks. UNC legend, Isaiah Hicks.
Are you guys, let's just define this now. I'll call the play-by-play for all the non-UNC players. You guys get all the targets.
Done.
That's fair. We like it like that.
Evans pulls up. He's way off the mark.
A little windy in here. It's okay.
Bacon pulls up. His shot is no good. 7-5 early on, Charlotte with the lead. Here's Pascal, the turnaround, mid-range, and he really has developed.
And that's where he lived in Villanova. He lived in that mid-range. They ran a lot of ISOs for him at the elbow, and they just let him go one-on-one. He has great footwork at that mid-post. They say that mid-post shot isn't a good shot. Well, don't tell Pascal that shot, because that's basically how he butters his bread.
National champion back in 2018, Pascal. Here's Wayne Bacon. Bacon, they're going to try and use him a bit more with the ball in his hand here at Summer League.
Well, they're going to be looking for multiple ball handlers because they lost the dominant ball handler in Kemba Walker. So, like we were talking about earlier, about finding out what young guys have, Bacon is one of those young guys. They're going to find out, if we put the ball in your hands more, are you capable of doing more?
They're bringing in another guy who can dominate the ball a little bit and score as well now from Boston.
Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so. But they're going to need multiple guys. They're going to have to do it by committee, I feel,
Great
this year.
pass.
Martin.
Great pass by Graham.
Off target there. Martin trying to earn a spot on this roster potentially as the third string point guard. Reed pulls up and buries the triple.
That's his second one.
Davon Reed played 10 games last year with the Pacers on a two-way contract. Warriors lead it by 2. Very aggressive here by the Hornets early on. Graham fouled by the 18-year-old Smiley.
He's 18.
We'll go to the free throw line when we come back. 5:42 to go, first quarter. Warriors by 2.
Of course, welcome back. It is the NBA Summer League brought to you by the MGM Resorts. Now, a lot of people might be asking, where's Jimmer Fredette? We wanted to see Jimmer. We know he likes to stroke it. Well, Jimmer Fredette left the Warriors earlier this week to, quote, minimize injury and ponder overseas options. Now, he was participating in the earlier Summer League in California, but he left. So last year in China, he averaged 37 points per game. In 6 games in the NBA last season, he averaged 3.7 points per game. So that's a substantial drop-off. Jimmer looking for other options going back overseas, leaving the Warriors. Jared, back to you.
And he wasn't shy to shoot it all.
Hey, Jared, so wait a minute. So
Here he goes.
So Rose said the fans were clamoring for Jimmer Fredette?
Apparently they were.
They were?
There were some fans looking for Jimmer. You know,
how many?
a handful.
Hey, he was getting buckets, though. Wasn't he?
Disrespectful. Well, he was putting
It's not
up shots.
disrespectful. But I mean, I don't think there was people clamoring outside with picket signs. We want Jimmer. I just can't see it.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, everybody wants to see Zion and other players, but there was a small contingency of people that wanted to see Jimmer get buckets for the Warriors.
With their last name for that?
Jordan Poole misfires on the 3 in the California Classic out in Sacramento earlier in the week.
Yes, what did he do?
Jimmer Fredette was 1 of 7 from downtown in his 2 games with the Warriors. There's Dwayne Bacon for Charlotte. Bacon's got 5 early points. The Hornets lead this one by 2. We got the future Hall of Famer Vince Carter with us, Brendan Haywood. Here's Hicks.
Oh, my gosh, that was a foul.
Of course it was, because it's a UNC player.
He got fouled.
At some point, we're going to show the pom-poms, or just going to leave them under the table. 4:45 to go first quarter. Jordan Poole, interesting situation for him. He buries the triple try. Jordan Poole really struggled in the California Classic. Poole for the Warriors has an opportunity to play a whole bunch with the Klay Thompson injury and obviously the departure of Kevin Durant. Poole just 1 of 11 from downtown in his 2 games in Sacramento. Hey, how about more Bacon? He's got 7 of the first 18 for Charlotte.
Bacon looking good early on. They say everything tastes better with Bacon.
Poole looking to fire again. Poole driving, turns the corner kick. Pascal, he buries the 3. Pascal before Villanova. Played for Tom Pecora at Villanova, Atlantic 10 Freshman of the Year. On Rose Hill before transferring to the main line. Bacon driving again.
Bacon is
crispy,
strong. I mean, he is driving. He's driving the lane. He showed you the strength right there. Then he showed you the fadeaway a couple of possessions before. There's a lot of different layers to his game.
He gets buckets, and I mean, obviously that's what the Hornets want to see, and they're going to need it.
And Bacon, a third-year player. Shot no good there by the Warriors. Not often do you see players in their 3rd year, particularly if they're regular rotation guys, being willing to come to play in Vegas. There was some question whether another 3rd-year man, Malik Monk, would make an appearance here for Charlotte. Bacon again, heat check, no good there. But Malik Monk indeed is not on the roster out here in Vegas.
And that's an interesting situation because it sounds like the Charlotte Hornets front office wanted Malik Monk to play in the Summer League, get some more experience. I think Malik Monk had some other ideas, and he's not out here. And he doesn't have to be. They can't make a 3rd-year player play. But generally, when your front office suggests that you should play, that's normally what you should do. And that's why you see a young player like Bacon out here trying to get better.
Particularly when the roster is in disarray.
We'll come back and pick up the conversation, tell you what Coach Norad said about Malik Monk.
Everybody was watching us. Everybody knew who we were. Just playing at Duke itself, I'm just ready for everything.
We were born in different parts of the world, and our journeys led us to the same part. And we just find that crazy, and we wish the best of luck for each other.
About 10 minutes away from the much-anticipated professional debut of Zion Williamson. You can catch it on ESPN. Pelicans against the Knicks and R.J. Barrett. We've got the Warriors and Hornets here. Right now, Charlotte up by 1. Jordan Poole looking for a second triple of the night, and he gets it.
That's a tough move, too. Nice jab step, got right into the 3. And it's good because you talked about his struggles in the previous Summer League. For him to bounce back this game, hit his first 2 shots, that's good for his confidence because he has a chance to really get major minutes on this Golden State roster next season.
I just said that's nerves. I mean, I think he's just excited about his debut and just, you tend to shoot a little short. You know what we shooters do, we go through.
I don't know what shooters do, but I've heard about it. But it kind of goes back to last year when
Brendan stretch 5 Haywood.
Yeah, that's not going to be a thing. But that's kind of like what you saw last year when Trae Young really struggled in the initial Summer League.
Yep.
And people were talking about him, didn't look good. Then he was able to come out here and start to slowly but surely look better. Mm-hmm. And, it's just part of the process. It's part of learning, figuring out where you're going to pick your spots on the court, and hopefully Jordan Poole has that type of bounce back.
Joe Cheeley there. Let's finish up the conversation we were having before the break about Malik Monk. Coach Norad, who's coaching the Charlotte Summer League team, told the Charlotte Observer, here's Poole again, and
he's cooking!
Norad told the Charlotte Observer that he hopes Monk will be in Vegas, and that's just to be here to train and support his teammates. Deep triple there.
And that's what I like to call a message. And they're sending a message to Malik Monk. When they tell you we're in through the media that we hope that Malik Monk will show up, to be here just to train to work out, they're basically saying he is going off script. We want one thing, he's doing another. And I just don't understand the strategy for Malik Monk and his camp. There are a lot of minutes available in Charlotte. You have a chance to get a lot of shots. You have a chance to be possibly the team's leading scorer next year. If they want you to come to Summer League, even though you don't want to, it's probably in his best interest to do so.
Let me give you this note on Malik Monk here. He was taken in the 2017 NBA draft, taken 11th overall. He is just one of 5 first-round picks from the 2017 draft class that has never started an NBA game. Jordan Poole again He's off target.
Jordan Poole making up for lost time out here. He is getting it up quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Bridges spinning and winning, and an opportunity for one more for the high flyer Miles Bridges.
So I think for Miles playing the 4, that gives him an advantage. His quickness, and he's a strong kid, and he's athletic, so he's going to probably be more athletic than some of the 4s in front of him. So this is a great opportunity for him to get comfortable with that. And like you said earlier, he gets to accept that and play well.
Vince, you were a top flight athlete coming into the league, kind of similar to Bridges. What do you think that Bridges really has to work on to take that next step?
You're going to take a fence step, by the way?
What?
No, that's okay.
He's like, Bridges is a very good athlete. I'm not saying that Bridges was a better athlete than half man, half amazing.
We might be sitting next to the most athletic man to ever play in the game.
Why are you such a hater, Jared Greenberg? Can you answer my question before this hater got involved?
Long triple try, no good.
What was the question? What do you think that Miles Bridges has to do to make the jump from being the inconsistent player that he is now to being a more consistent player that's ready to step up?
By the way, there's a three-point shootout right now.
Right.
Travis Ware, the three-point specialist, burying that. Let's let you know Summer League action continues tonight in Las Vegas on ESPN and the ESPN app. Coming up later on tonight, it's Phoenix and Denver. That will follow the much anticipated Pelicans versus Knicks showdown featuring Zion and RJ.
Well, B, to answer your question, I think for him, he needs to have a great summer league for however many games he plays. And the number one thing for him is consistency with the jump shot. Athleticism is what it is, and he'll continue to have that for however many years.
How about the effort by Kennedy Meeks there?
Hey, Carolina guy. So I think going forward, he continues to work on that jump shot. I would like to see him step out and shoot the 3 at exhaustion for this summer league to get used to it, because I think now that sets up his drive to the basket, the pump fake, just getting down the paint in the paint and being athletic. But it's up to him now, in my opinion.
It's a whole new direction for Charlotte, and I think many of us observers are wondering what is the direction, because you still have guys under contract like Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and Nicholas Batum and Cody Zeller and Marvin Williams, and you wonder if maybe the signal that we're getting with Miles Bridges playing more of the 4 is that more Marvin Williams at the 5.
Whoa. I'm not sure if you can play Marvin a lot at the 5.
Well,
you really don't have a lot of shot blocking.
They have that smaller lineup sometimes, play 5-6 minutes to jump up the game, play faster, spread the floor, I guess. I mean.
At the buzzer here, final shot no good. That first quarter flew by. I don't know about you fellas, but I had fun. I'm ready for 3 more quarters.
Oh, yeah.
Hornets up by 2. We'll come back with second quarter action live in Vegas. Dwayne Bacon leads the way in the first quarter. He's got 11 of the Hornets' 29. Charlotte leads Golden State by 2. NBA champion Brendan Haywood. We've got Vince Carter with us. I'm Jared Greenberg. And guys, we're almost set. The game that everyone's waiting for across the hall, which you can see on ESPN, Zion versus RJ.
They're not waiting for this one?
No, people multi-screens, right? You've got the tablet, you've got the TV, maybe you've got a man cave going or a woman cave going, and you're watching on multiple screens.
A she shed.
Okay, exactly.
A she-shear shed.
Not what you said.
That's not what I said.
Yeah. Martin here for Charlotte. Hornets shooting 50% in the first quarter. Golden State 54.5%. That one tipped out of bounds, will remain with Charlotte. Guys, obviously, while Charlotte is going through a complete franchise reset, the Warriors not as drastic, but losing a big chunk of their success. 3 on the shot clock here. Great defense. McDaniels fires it up. It's no good. How about Travis Ware there on the defense? Here comes Golden State. Warriors losing Kevin Durant, losing Andre Iguodala, 2 finals MVPs. Bowman, no good.
They're still going to be a pretty good basketball team.
Yeah, and they made a
top 3?
Yeah, top 3?
No, I'm asking.
No,
it's a question mark.
No. They're not going to be top 3 in the Western Conference next year. I think the move they made to get D'Angelo Russell was key, and they'll be a playoff team, but they won't be top 3. The West is too strong. You still have teams like the Lakers, Denver, Portland, Houston. there's going to be too many teams up top for Golden State to really be a top-tier team, especially with them not getting Klay Thompson until later on.
So we got a lot to track here. Obviously, our game, and we hope you'll stay with us on NBA TV. On the right side of your screen over on ESPN, they're finishing up the Lakers and the Bulls. As soon as they wrap up across the hall at Thomas and Mack, we'll have the Pelicans and the Knicks, Zion versus RJ. And, of course, we're on a Kawhi watch. Vince Carter's future at stake with what Kawhi does.
Listen,
Somewhat.
Kawhi is holding up all of free agency right now, and he does not care whatsoever. He's going to take his time and make his decision, and he gets that right.
How about the mid-range game there from three-point specialist Travis Ware? He misses, back the other way. Off of Chile, it'll be Golden State basketball. So what do you guys expect from Kawhi Leonard when he finally does announce, or I don't know if he will announce, but it'll come out?
I expect it to just be a statement made. I don't expect him to have a press conference or do anything that nature. I just expect it to just be a straight press conference.
What do you expect?
Just a statement.
And what will the news be?
What do you mean what will the news be? It'll be wherever he's going.
What's the news, Brandon?
I don't know. If I knew that, I would tell you. Nobody knows. We've heard so many different stories. We heard he's definitely going to the Lakers.
Bridges, the foul, and one more.
We've heard he's definitely going to Toronto. Meanwhile, Kawhi is sitting back looking at all these reports, and he has that same laugh that he had at the parade. Ha, ha, ha.
How about this move by Bridges here?
Strong athletic move right there. I mean, that's what they need to do, is just feature him, and he gets a lot of touches. I know they want to put the ball in Bacon's hand a little bit. I say feature these two guys, and because these are two guys that you're going to need in the regular season.
So in all seriousness, what is happening as you are one of the free agents still on the market here? What is the process like that, amazingly enough, we're only 5 days into this, right? It's not like Kawhi's taking a really long time. But what is the mindset of the remaining pool of free agents as you sit and wait because teams don't want to commit money until they know where Kawhi goes?
Well, it's the pecking order, and in the tiers, we all look at it different. So some of the upper echelon of free agents that are left, they're kind of waiting like, man, come on, so I can. And then there's some of us, like for me, I know where I fall in this, and I just have to wait. For the last 2 seasons now. I didn't make my decision or sign with a team until after Summer League was done.
Right.
So for me, it's just a waiting process. It gets frustrating sometimes. Obviously, you want to know where you're playing and prepare yourself, but at the same time, I know I'll end up somewhere, and so all these great players and great free agents will end up somewhere.
Right.
It's just, and I think it'll all happen rather quickly once Kawhi makes his decision. You'll just see guys fly everywhere.
Vince, you've had a very unique role the last couple of stops, Sacramento and Atlanta, where, sure, you're the veteran mentor, but you've had significant playing time. You really helped that Atlanta team win some games they shouldn't have won, right? And now I wonder, what's next for you? Are you looking for that
nothing
championship?
Changes. No, nothing changes for me. I want to play basketball. I'm coming back just because I can still compete at this level, and I want to play, and I feel like I can play. When there's a time when I cannot compete at that level, but I still have a job, then maybe chase a ring.
Are there any individual milestones? You're the 20th leading scorer in NBA history. What is there other than a championship that you would love to check off?
Nothing. I just love playing. I just want to play until I can't anymore. I mean, there's a lot of players who are out there now. Brendan, I've heard you say it before. It's just sometimes when the body's not able anymore, you just can't play, but you would love to play because, And then there's guys like Antoine Jameson, who we know, who just said at that point he could play, and he said he had no desire to play again. And I still have the love and passion and the fire to play. It's just, where.
Listen, we know that eventually the right fit's going to occur.
Yeah.
We've had these talks off air. I want to see you not chase the chip, but I want to see you get put in the right situation where you can play, still be a part of the rotation, and get a championship. I think that situation is out there for you. Keep yourself in great shape. You can still shoot the three. You have a competitive fire. You've gotten actually a lot angrier in your old age. Like, I see a lot more confrontations from you now. Like, you running up on people. I don't even know. I don't even understand what new Vince Lamar Carter I'm seeing out there. But
it's just competition, though. It's just, I love playing. I know I have to prove myself, because just like when we first got into the league, the older guy or the better players, you had to kind of make your mark. And I know guys are trying to do that to me, and I'm just like, hey, It ain't that way now.
Hicks with the block. Golden State gets it back. Smailagic misses there. It'll be Charlotte basketball. Take a timeout. Come back. More from Vince Carter as we'll focus in here on the status of the Warriors next.
Angry Vince Carter.
All right, we're back. Warriors up by 4. And we got a little pool highlight. Struggled in the Sacramento League, but right now he's feeling it with the jab step back. And that's what you want to see. Confident player. He's going to get an opportunity to play. And this is what they do. Shoot the ball. They shoot the 3. And I'm not going to say he's going to get featured, but it's going to be important that he knocks down shots.
8 points, 2 of 5 from downtown after going 1 of 11 in 2 games out of the California Classic.
I don't think this is really going out on the limb, but if Poole is able to hit shots consistently, he will be a key rotation player for the Golden State Warriors.
Now let me ask you this. Obviously, he's got to fill the position. I'm not going to say trying to replace, but fill the position with D'Angelo Russell that Klay Thompson will leave while he recovers from a torn ACL. But is Poole a good enough defender after losing Klay, losing Durant, losing Iguodala, for the way the Warriors like to play? Will he be able to stay on the court?
I think he'll be a good enough defender to stay on the court. Will he be the same defender that Klay Thompson was? No, because Klay Thompson was very versatile. He guarded 1s and 2s. He made Steph Curry's job so easy because he took on the tough matchups at the point guard position every night. That's something that's going to be very unique and that people aren't talking about. How is Steph Curry going to respond next year when he has to start guarding these tough matchups? No longer can he just stay away and hide from those matchups. He has to get all the smoke.
Smailagic on the other end. Right back the other way for Charlotte, Devontae Graham, 34th pick back in 2018.
And in all fairness to Poole, as long as he has the tools of a great defender, he'll learn, because he's going to have to learn the game and understand. It's one thing playing in summer league, but when he's playing with the big boys and it really counts, he's going to have to. He'll get to see how strong, how fast some of these superstars are. You're not playing against the Hardens, and I mean he'll get that matchup and he'll see a different game. So I think once he figures that out, about halfway, once he gets into the second part of the season, you'll see if he can handle it or not.
It's the learning curve. You have to figure out, hey, this guy changes speeds well. He uses that to get his shot off. This guy plays with strength. This guy uses picks well. You have to learn how to guard so many different variety of basketball players when you're in this league, because guys can score all over the court now.
Poole off the mark, back the other way. Graham.
Hello, he wasn't off the mark. Shot that confidently.
But the bottom of the net for Devontae Graham. He's got 9. Charlotte leads by 1. What do you guys think of a potential starting backcourt of Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell as travels called on Pascal?
That's going
to. I think it'll be a very good lineup on the offensive end.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell is ascending offensively. He's very good in the pick and roll. Obviously, Steph is great in the pick and roll, but D'Angelo can shoot it off the dribble as well. So I think they'll work from an offensive standpoint. It was kind of what I was talking about. I'm wondering what's going to happen defensively. How are they going to make up for the loss of play? But from an offensive standpoint, I think they'll be just fine as far as making shots goes.
D'Angelo Russell used the pick and roll among the most in the NBA last year. The Warriors as a team among the least. Certainly a different style going to have to be taken by Steve Kerr. I wonder, as Robertson here,
wow.
The window and one more.
Oh, my goodness, the change of direction to freeze the defender.
I think we call that the hezzy.
Oh, yes. Put some sauce on it, man. Skirt.
The defender couldn't even catch up. He just said, all right, you got it.
Yeah,
you got me.
Oh,
you got me.
Yeah, Jacob Evans didn't really realize what hit him right there. And Evans is a very good defender. That's what he was known for since when he played at Cincinnati.
Is this, obviously for different reasons, but is this kind of what Greg Popovich had to do over the years? Steve Kerr's got the motion offense and very little pick and roll, and now because of personnel, like Greg Popovich had to change his offense so many times?
Well, once he changed it, once Duncan and those got there, it was kind of became a system, and it was easy, and you start drafting guys to fit that system. And I think that's what's going to have to happen here. You have to create your style of play and get your guys you currently have to buy into it, and then you start finding guys that fit the mold of what you're looking for.
I think what the truly great coaches do is they take their offense and they tweak it to a certain extent to include the players that they have on their roster. I played with a guy, Lamar Odom, and he talked about how, Phil Jackson loved the triangle, but he realized that Lamar was very dangerous in the pick and roll at the top of the key. So whenever he came in, they ran a little bit different offense, where it was a lot of Lamar at the top of the key coming off the screen and roll with him and Bynum or him and Gasol creating those lob situations. And that was something that Phil didn't do as much in Chicago because he didn't have a player like Lamar Odom. But that's what the great coaches do. They say, you know what, this player does something different. He's out of the box of my offense. I'm going to make my offense fit that player.
Right. Pascal was at the free throw line for the Warriors. He's got 5 points now. Good defense inside by Golden State. Here comes Poole. Nearly turned it over, and then he does turn it over, but Golden State gets it back. Here's Jacob Evans, pulls up, no good. Hicks gets the rebound, but knocks it out of bounds. Golden State will get another opportunity on this possession.
I'll tell you what, Jared, we've gotten 2 very good basketball games for our first 2 games. Like both games has been a lot of competition, a lot of the teams playing hard,
more
exciting basketball.
You can tell them. Good, tell them. More Carolina guys.
Poole thinks about pulling.
Okay.
Poole drives, takes it hard to the cup, left hand, gets the friendly roll. Jordan Poole, he's now got 10.
He's going to be a nice player. He's going to be a nice player.
And you know why he's going to be good, Vince? Because you can see that he is thinking aggressive all the time. The fact that he didn't play well in the last summer league is not slowing him down at all. He's coming out here looking to get his shot at all times, and you have to have that type of mindset in the NBA. If you go 0 for 7 one night, you can't let that affect you the next night. You have to be right back on thinking, I'm going to knock down shots.
Poole just lost it out of bounds. Back with more, tied at 41. You can see this year's highly touted draft class take the court for the first time at MGM Resorts NBA Summer League right here in Las Vegas from July 5th to July 15th. Get your tickets at NBAtickets.com.
Oh, you got to love
Brittany. Spurs coming up next against the Orlando Magic. Vince, you going to stick around for that game?
Yeah.
Cool.
That is a lie. There's no way you're sticking around.
Vince Carter is with us here. Miles Bridges is with us. Bridges, he's got 13 to lead all scorers, and Charlotte's up by 2.
Strong take by Bridges right there, too. Very decisive, got right to his jump hook.
Oh, update on the score, 7.
You tried.
It's been a while since the NBA season for us broadcasters at Summer League as well.
Yeah.
There's Pascal. He misfires. Pascal now 0 for 2 from downtown. Charlotte comes up with it. Body's hitting the floor.
I like him, man.
Graham. No. Pascal. Leaving his feet. That was a dangerous rebound. Evans up top.
Oh!
Look at the 18-year-old Alan Smilagate.
Okay, I didn't know if he had enough ups to go up there and get that one, but he came down and pulled it down. 18
years old.
Warriors have been coveting him for a couple of years. Smilagate up top now.
Nice
Get it to Poole turns it over. Bridges. Hicks. Easy lane.
Textbook play there. It's textbook.
How about that heads-up pass, though, from Smilagate?
Yes.
Good.
Poole over to Smilagate, looking to return the favor. Now Smilagate has got some handle at 6'10". Evans loses it. Foul, though.
Smilagate has a really nice skill set.
Take a look at Smilagate going up. Throwing it down.
It was a little behind him.
Yeah.
Caught it with one hand, finished it.
Yeah, that's real athletic right there.
How much did Golden State want Smilagate on draft night? They own the 41st pick of the draft and moved up to 39. Sent $1 million and 2 future second-round picks to New Orleans in order to move up so Sacramento wouldn't grab him at 40. And the Warriors got a guy they had been observing very closely playing for their G League affiliate.
Well, listen, with him being 18 years old, having the ability to obviously put it down on the floor a little bit and shoot the jump shot, stretch five.
Bridges!
Great take by Bridges, but stretch fives are incredibly valuable in today's basketball game.
Especially when they have a little handle like this.
Yes, exactly. And a stretch, Vince, could you imagine playing with the stretch five in your heyday? Because think about how much room you would have had on the court.
Absolutely.
And that is why stretch fives are so valuable, and I think that is why Golden State covets him so much.
Poole with a little sidestep there, misfires on the 3. Back the other way comes Charlotte. Good defense there by Jacob Evans. Evans comes away with it and gets it ahead. Davon Reed.
Reed's smooth, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Reed is just real smooth.
Reed's got 11 now, and it forces Charlotte to call a timeout to discuss things with 32 seconds to go in the first half, and Golden State has retaken a 1-point lead. "32 seconds to go in the first half. Game number 1 for both the Warriors and the Hornets. Miles Bridges has been all over the place. He's got 9 points, 4 rebounds.
Oh, nice spin right there. Got it done inside and one on the glass. You see him right here in transition. Another spin, taking some contact. I like this right here. Mouse in the house. Miles Bridges gets right to the right hand, throws a nice little jump hook in there. Another strong finish. I like how he's been aggressive. I like him taking it to the basket. Only thing is, I want to see him show me that jump shot.
Step out a little bit,
That
yes.
jump shot is going to be the key
Yes.
to him being even better at this level.
Yeah.
And that's something that you said you want to see him work on. I want to see him work on it as well. I'm sure the Charlotte front office wants to see him work on that jump shot. He needs to take a couple more threes out here.
We're saying, sorry to cut you off, we're saying that because we know he has this. He gets to use his athleticism when the floor is spread. But now, what in situations when the ball is swung to you on the perimeter and they're sitting back, you have to knock that shot down.
8-second shot clock, game clock differential here. Charlotte down by 1. 11 seconds to go on the game clock. It's thrown out of bounds, deflected off of Davon Reed. It will remain Charlotte basketball. Bridges last year averaged 7.5 points per game. For the last 25 games of the season, he was put into the starting lineup when he averaged about 9.5 points. He was from downtown. His first 3 attempt of the night, no good. Charlotte gets it back to Bridges, and then they throw it away.
No look. Try to do a little too much.
No look pass, a little bit too much mustard on the hot dog, is a little high for Hicks. And sometimes you can use a no look. That play you didn't really need one. Throw the nice pass in there, get it in there, score the basketball, go into halftime possibly up 1.
Aaron Miles, the head coach of the Golden State Warriors Summer League team, will take a timeout here to discuss the execution here with 3 seconds to go. You know, this Charlotte team, as we've talked so much about, going through so many changes, losing the face of their franchise in Kemba Walker. Charlotte has been in a situation where they have they've not been in the playoffs the last couple of years. They haven't won a playoff series since 2002.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Kemba saying to ESPN that now it's about competing at the highest level. And we know Boston is doing that year in and year out. I want to be part of something special in terms of competing at the highest level.
I mean, basically he's saying in a nice way, I want a chance to be able to go out there and legitimately say, I have a chance to win some playoff series, have a chance to possibly make a NBA title championship type of run. And Kemba just realized he wasn't going to be able to do that in Charlotte anytime soon.
While he was there, Charlotte had so many opportunities to acquire players by way of trades, by way of free agency, and particularly in the draft. Only Sacramento and Phoenix, since Kemba Walker was drafted in 2011, had more lottery selections. 8 lottery selections, and obviously Kemba was a great pick. But since they picked Kemba, what happened?
A lot of misses.
Yeah, but he's going to also have to play well now. It's different. This is a bigger market.
I played with Kemba. I have no problem. I think he's going to fit in quite well. I think he's going to play well. I think it's going to be a seamless transition. You know why? Because Kemba has scored all the points and done all that, but hasn't had the help. I think he's going to love playing with Jason Tatum, love playing with Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, those guys. He wants the help. He doesn't just want the stats and accolades anymore. He's done that.
3 seconds to go here, out of a timeout for Golden State. Charlotte wanted to travel. 2 seconds to go. Poole trying to create separation. Heaves it up. It'll count.
It had a shot.
So we go to the half with Golden State up by 1. Davon Reed with 11. Jordan Poole, 2 of 7 from downtown, 10 points. Coming back for halftime, Ro Parrish will speak to Kayvon Looney, who just re-signed a new contract with the Golden State Warriors.
To the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Of course, welcome back. It's the MGM Summer League brought to you by MGM Resorts right here, Ro Parrish, alongside Kayvon Looney. Number 1, I have to say congratulations. I know it's not official yet. We can't talk about certain things, but I have to say congratulations because there's some paperwork that needs to be cleared. But aside from that, how is your health right now after everything that you went through in the finals?
It's getting better, still a slow process, just gotta let it heal, but got some rest, got some vacation time, feeling good, starting to work out again, and a couple weeks I should be cleared and ready to go back there and start playing again.
Number one, I just have to tell you that I have to give you props. I told you it off camera because watching you during the playoffs and the finals, I saw a different mentality, just seeing you out there, the pain that you had to experience and you played through. Just talk about the mentality that you had out there on the court playing through that pain.
I just had to go out there and give it my all, even though I've been to the finals a lot in my career, in my young career, but I know it doesn't happen every year. It's always a short window to be able to win, and if I wanted to be able to tell my kids, or when I ever had kids, that I went out there and played. I didn't want to have no regrets, so I went out there, sucked it up, and we had a lot of guys out there that was playing through injuries, and I was one of those guys, and wanted to go out there and do whatever you had to do to win.
He's been playing a lot of finals, by the way, two-time champion, just in case you don't know. You mentioned those players that have had injuries. One of those players obviously was Klay Thompson. Have you talked to Klay, and how have those conversations been, and how's recovery so far?
I talked to him. He's in good spirits. Klay, he's the Iron Man. He usually don't miss a lot of games, so I know it's going to be tough for him in the first couple months not be able to play. But I expect him to be back at full health and come back and be himself. He's a warrior. He goes out there, gives it all, and it's tough to see him go down, but he's going to bounce back, and he's just that type of guy.
Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of changes going into the next season. What are you looking forward to most, seeing the team's probably going to look a little bit different than it did when you last suited up?
Just a new opportunity for everybody. It's a new arena. We're moving across the bridge. We got a whole new cast, and we're used to having a lot of veteran guys, older guys. Now it's going to be a lot of young guys like myself, so that should be interesting. It should be fun. We all going to be learning together and growing together, and we got still got a lot of great veterans to learn from and mentor, so it's going to be a lot of fun to watch all those young guys grow.
Definitely a lot of fun here. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Looney. Hey, thank you for joining us. Hey, by the way, Zion is about to take the court. Take a look right now. The number 1 overall pick is about to make his debut. And there's RJ as well. A lot of things popping off. It's the MGM Resort Summer League right here in Las Vegas. Your man, Ro Parrish. We'll be back in a second.
MGM Resorts NBA Summer League, day 1 at the half. Golden State up by 1. Take you courtside here. NBA champion Brendan Haywood, his former teammate, the NBA's 20th all-time leading scorer, future Hall of Famer Vince Carter with us.
So what?
Where's your championship ring?
In my trophy case.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thought Mom's had it.
No. Well, Mom's lives with me, so it's
Let's show you
like
some
she has.
first half highlights. Let's show you Dwayne Bacon, fellas. He has 11 points so far.
Nice pull-up right there. You see him changing directions. Quick spin, fades away, shows the touch. A lot of facets to that guy's game. And then there's Davon Reed, who was getting it done from deep all half long. Right here, he gets to the mid-range, shows that sweet touch. And, man, he got him off to a good start early.
Quick turnover here by Golden State in its first possession of the second half. Warriors led by Davon Reed in the first half. He had 11. Jordan Poole had 10. A little quieter in here right now.
Yeah, we lost a couple people.
Guys, halftime just started. Come on, man.
Well, a couple people went next door, but it's okay. It's okay.
Can I be honest with you, though? This is how we've evolved. 6 years ago, this is the crowd we would get at a typical Summer League game. Donovan Mitchell not leaving. He is watching Golden State and Charlotte. I mean, the crowds have each and every year just grown immensely. We've set attendance records the last 2 years and expected to do the same again this year.
Well, it's been some players drafted now that's coming in to see. It's been must-see TV, and everybody wants to get a glimpse of these young men coming in who are supposed to take over the league in a couple of years, and everybody wants to see them when they first started and see what they've become.
Davon Reed turning defense. Almost into offense. Blows the dunk and then hustles to get it. Going to call a loose ball foul. And how about that effort? You know who would love that effort from Davon Reed? That guy, Jim Larinaga, the head coach at the University of Miami.
Yeah, he would definitely love that, and that's probably where Davon Reed learned that hustle from. Right here, almost gets the dunk to fall down, but still hustles down, gets the rebound, forces Bacon to commit the foul.
One of 8 players that Jim Larranaga has coached that is here at the 2019 NBA Summer League. Reed, a 4-year player in Miami. Here's Poole in the corner, 5 on the shot clock. Poole, 3 on the shot clock, hand at his face, forces it up. Good defense there by Bridges. It's going to be a shot clock violation on Golden State.
Excellent defense by Charlotte, though. They guarded all over the court. They guarded the pick and roll well.
Flying around.
The kickouts to the shooters. Excellent job by Charlotte coming out with the right mentality in the second half.
What's the balance between shooters showing they can be aggressive and not lose their confidence and making the right play?
It depends on what your skill set is. If you're just a guy that can just shoot, then you need to do that. But if you're a guy that can do multiple things as far as shooting and putting it on the floor, then you need to do that as well.
Dwayne Bacon with the bucket. Bacon now with 13, leads all scorers. He's 5 of 9 from the field. Evans splits the double team. Evans straight to the cup,
Nice.
off the window. Now Jacob Evans is playing a unique role here. He's playing more of a point guard role, more of a swingman last year with the Warriors. Good defense there by Evans, pokes it away and turns up the Jets coming full speed ahead. Evans no good, but look at the 18-year-old Smilagic. No, in traffic. Charlotte's going to run now.
And Jared, you see that Jacob Evans is playing the point guard role, a role that he normally doesn't play. You think some of that has to do because of they might need some more defensive bodies to guard point guards next year with Klay Thompson being out?
Well, that's exactly it. And there's some roster moves that are pending by the Golden State Warriors. Do you want to confirm?
On top of the fact,
let me just give you the.
You might play Steph at the 2.
Right. So you have Steph and D'Angelo. You lose Iguodala, who's a ball handler.
Right.
You lose Klay for a while, who's a ball handler. But you also are likely going to lose Sean Livingston. Poole pulls from deep, no good. But Smilagic there for the offensive board. There is a strong likelihood that at some point here in the coming days, Sean Livingston will retire.
What is it?
We got a whistle here.
You think he would reconsider retirement because of opportunity to play now? Well, to play more?
I'm not sure.
Or he's just ready.
I don't really know Sean Livingston like that, but I would say for somebody that has competed for titles the last couple of years, coming back on a season where you're probably not competing for a title, obviously they were trying to make sure he was healthy going down the stretch. It might just be time for him.
Well, keep in mind,
everybody can't play forever like you, Vince.
Keep in mind with the move that the Warriors made to acquire a sign and trade with D'Angelo Russell, that puts them in what is an incredibly complicated situation, but ultimately they're hard capped. I'm sure you've heard that phrase used a lot over the last several days. Several teams like the Miami Heat and the Golden State Warriors are in that situation for acquiring a player in a sign and trade as Hicks gets it back in the corner. 3-ball, no good for Charlotte, but again, a third possession. Devontae Graham kicks it out. So the situation here now is 3-ball put up by Hicks, by Dwayne Bacon, pardon me. You're going to likely lose Quinn Cook. You may lose Sean Livingston. Iguodala is gone. So you need more ball handlers, and that's why they're giving a strong consideration to Jacob Evans to see if he can do it. He's played some of it in his earlier youth days. Nice steal there by Miles Bridges. Bridges behind the back then gets it out to Bacon. Bacon buries it. Bacon's got 18 points.
He looks confident. You can tell Bacon is a third-year player.
Yeah, but on top of that, they're allowing him to play his game. So now he's getting to his mid-range because he's a pretty good mid-range pull-up shooter. You know, they allow him just to do what he's been doing all of his life, and I think that's where he's going to flourish now.
And don't be surprised if Bacon leads this team in scoring next year. That wouldn't surprise me at all, because there is a great opportunity, and he's going to have a chance to score at all 3 levels. And I think that when you look at the Charlotte Hornets next year, Bacon, Rozier,
potentially no Malik Monk.
Exactly. No telling what's going to happen with Malik Monk. Bacon has a chance to really increase his scoring average.
Well, the Hornets had a unique situation last year where Kemba Walker was so good, and there really wasn't much else. He, on some nights, was sensational keeping the Hornets in games, but only a couple of teams had a larger disparity between their leading scorer and their second leading scorer than the Charlotte Hornets last year.
And that's not really where you want things to be in today's game of basketball. You normally want 2 to 3 guys that can all put the ball in the basket. And watch out.
Bacon again. Gets the defender to fall, but can't convert.
Did he trip?
Stop that.
Did he trip?
Stop that, man.
I didn't know if he tripped or
Stop
if
that,
the
man.
move was just that nice. Did he trip?
Pascal from
Okay.
downtown, no good. He is now 0 for 3 from
But he got
three-point
punched.
territory. Here's Bridges looking to take Evans. Bridges falling away, and Smilegic
No.
Goaltending call.
has a goaltending goal. Here's what we were talking about with the Charlotte Hornets. The disparity in the total points that Kemba Walker and the second leading scorer, Jeremy Lamb, scored. Only a bigger gap between the Wizards and the Houston Rockets. And obviously, that's an obvious one with James Harden and the second leading scorer, Clint Capella.
What jumps out to me is both Kemba Walker and Jeremy Lamb won't be there next year.
that's what I was about to say.
We didn't even talk about Jeremy Lamb not being there.
Ask, like, where did Lamb end up?
Well, how about Lamb ended up in Indiana?
Yeah.
Indiana.
There's a 3-ball. Smilegic knocks
Nice
down the
player,
triple. So check this out. With Kemba, Jeremy Lamb, and Tony Parker retiring, 42% of the points scored from last year's roster will not return.
So there's going to be a lot of opportunities, and whether it's Bacon, Bridges, or whoever, some of these young guys are going to have to make up for that scoring punch.
Let's go back to Malik Monk. And again,
That's why that makes no sense now.
Yeah.
Monk, we're talking about the guys who we're seeing in front of us here. That's a good defensive
block.
play by Evans. But shouldn't Monk, just based on his potential and the raw ability, shouldn't he be the guy that would be leaned on as the #1 scoring option next year? Good block by Bridges on Pascal.
But I think that's why they want him here.
And a steal here by Jordan Poole, going to go right at Graham. And Poole turns defense into offense. Golden State up by 4.
I think that's why they want him here and be around the guys, because you want to develop trust, and it's just nothing now.
Timeout on the court.
How about Jordan Poole asking if he'd be a defensive liability or be good enough on that end to keep himself on the court? Here's an
Thievery.
answer, Coach Kerr. You can see this year's highly touted draft class take the court for the first time at MGM Resorts NBA Summer League right here in Las Vegas. From today through July 15th. Get your tickets at NBAtickets.com. Back underway, under 5 minutes to play third quarter. Jared Greenberg with UNC legends Vince Carter, Brendan Haywood, Roe Parrish on the sidelines. Golden State up by 4. We've had 14 lead changes, 10 ties. The largest lead by either team was 5. We've got a good one brewing here at Cox Pavilion on the campus at UNLV.
Yeah, very, very good game. The game has been competitive. The previous game before it was competitive as well. I like the fact that all these young men are playing hard, putting their bodies on the line. They're flying all around the court, giving the fans a very entertaining basketball game.
Dwayne Bacon leading the way so far with 18 points. Balanced scoring from the Warriors. Got 4 players in double figures. Evans to toss it in with 2 on the shot clock. Smilegic and Martin Travis Ware, who just checked in. Ware gives Golden State its largest lead now, 62-56. Three put up. By the way, they're underway across the hall at Thomas and Mack on the campus of UNLV. RJ versus Zion, former teammates. Oh, look at that. Zion, big throwdown. You can see that game in its entirety over on ESPN and on the ESPN app. Thanks for being with us tonight on NBA TV. 3-ball good for Kulbak. Jacob Evans controlling it and clearly initiating the offense tonight for Golden State. So here's Smilegic. Turns 19 on August 18th.
That's crazy.
Youngest G League player ever. And before playing in the G League, he was playing in the 3rd division in Serbia. Last year for the Santa Cruz Warriors, Smilegic, 9 points, 50% from the field. Average 4 rebounds. Dwayne Bacon pulls up, and he knocks down the triple.
How smooth and polished has he looked out here, Vince?
Yeah, under control. And he, like you said earlier, he's playing like he's been in the league for a couple of years.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
Bacon leading the way with 21, and the Hornets up by 3. Well, one of the big stories early on here in Summer League, including the California Classic where the Warriors played, is the 18-year-old Alan Smilegic. Warriors paid a hefty price to move up 2 slots in the draft to select him a couple of weeks back. at number 39 overall. 6'10", 215 out of Serbia. Hornets up by 3. Here's Jacob Evans. Good defense there by Charlotte.
Going to be real interesting to see
There's a three ball by Evans.
where Golden State goes for points with this lineup. This is a very interesting lineup that they have out there.
We got the three-point shooter Travis Ware playing essentially the center spot, it looks like.
Malachi Richardson, a former teammate of mine, is very capable of scoring.
True or false? There are more guys in the league who you've been teammates with than not been teammates with.
True.
Probably true.
You played with Malachi in Sacramento.
Yes. But he's the only one.
Bowman here for Golden State.
He's the only one currently on the floor.
So, like, I saw Malachi Richardson play at Syracuse, but really haven't seen much of him as far as being an NBA player. What are his strengths?
Well, I think right now he's trying to find his way because he was a scorer in college. And right now, I mean, he's just bounced around a little bit, so he just has not found his niche. He's not a great three-point shooter, but he can knock down a three. I think he's a guy who likes the ball in his hands. Obviously, that's what who he was in college, and he's probably one of those guys like Miles Bridges who's going to end up playing some four, and I think he'll have a little more success that way.
3 on the shot clock. Richardson, there he is, knocks it down and beats the shot clock. By the way, our crack statistician Dave Freed has pulled this one out of thin air. Did you know that you passed Juwan Howard this season? NBA record for most teammates ever.
Jeez.
Congratulations.
Thank you, I think.
Yeah.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, and that means you stuck around for a long time.
Take another look at the Malachi Richardson 3 to beat the shot clock.
Here's what I'm saying. He can score. He can score.
And so I thought it was something that you said that was very interesting. You said that he's more of a scorer than a shooter, and he's used to having the ball in his hands. And that is a transition I've seen so many young guys have to make, and they struggle to make it. They have the ball in their hands all their lives, all throughout high school, AAU, college, and then they get to the league, and you're not the best player anymore. And you have to figure out, what can I do if I'm not scoring? How can I be effective? Can I get on the court playing defense, be a shooter? Do I have to change my game a little bit? It's always interesting to see which young guys make that jump and which young guys get stuck in that same box.
Right.
By the way, NBA etiquette question for both of you.
Oh, nice finger roll.
Nice feed there.
He made that play look easy. But
yes, he did. That's tough.
To catch that running one direction, turn around, and finger roll the other way, that was a very tough play.
Anderson on the finish. So, last season, Malachi Richardson played 22 games with the Raptors. Does he get a ring?
Say what? 22 games?
No.
Malachi Richardson played 22 games with the Raptors. Does he get a ring?
Yeah.
That's enough games?
He played 22 games, yeah. He helped the team.
That's enough games?
Unfriendly role there for Richardson.
He played 22
games is enough.
Malachi Richardson played 22 games. He's an NBA champion.
Should you have to play at least 41 games?
Come on, man. Drake didn't play any games, and he feels like he's a champion. Malachi Richardson played 22. He should be out there. He should get to hold the trophy just like Drake did.
So
when Drake say he wants the chip with the dip.
So some of the guys, some of the guys they traded away for Kawhi.
Jonas Valanciunas will get a ring, right?
Valanciunas, should he get a ring?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree. I agree they should.
Bridges.
I thought Malachi was your boy. Obviously not.
No, I'm saying he played 22 games.
You don't want to see him get a ring, Vince?
Yeah. Okay. 100%.
Are there any examples you could think of guys who didn't play that many games for a team and got a ring?
I was hoping you can help us out with that.
Yeah.
What about Caron Butler missed a bunch of time back in 2011, right?
But he was still on the team.
He was still on the team, right?
Yeah, like he tore his ACL that year, but he was still on the team. Like he was in the locker room popping champagne with us and everything.
Well, I got to rat him out like that.
Well, I didn't say he was alcoholic. I just said he was. I just said he was popping champagne. That's what
I'm curious. Hold on.
That's what people do at the championships.
I want to know
9 seconds.
Who actually makes that decision as the clock ticks down? Who makes that decision? Who gets a ring? Is it a certain amount of games, or is it just
2
ownership?
seconds?
I'm actually not sure who does that. I think we have to look. We have to figure that out after the break.
We'll pick up the conversation in the fourth quarter. We got a tight one here. Golden State by 2. Wayne Bacon's got 21 for the Hornets. Richardson playing well. How about these feisty Warriors guys fighting for a roster spot? $16 lead changes, 12 ties. We've got a 2-point game as we start the fourth quarter. Golden State. First defense into offense. Travis Ware, the throwdown. Golden State will have an opportunity for a 3-point play here. Brendan Haywood, Vince Carter, Jared Greenberg, Roe Parrish working courtside. Take another look at this pass.
Nice pass, and he double pumped to finish it strong. We're known more for his shooting ability, but right now it's showing that he has a diverse portfolio.
Well, hey, I want to go back to Roe's question because I think it's a legitimate question. Like,
who decides who gets championship rings if a player is no longer on a team at the end of the season?
I would assume the organization, would dictate who would get one who's not there. I think.
By the way, we have a stoppage here. It looks like the clock malfunctioned. Didn't run to start the quarter, so now they're running enough time off to get us up to speed here.
So gentlemen, I just want to know, what should the criteria be if the owner doesn't make the decision? Should it fall on the players? Should it fall on the general manager?
Well, doesn't playoff bonus money get decided by the players?
Yeah, playoff bonus money, but I don't think as far as rings.
Yeah, rings get decided by somebody higher up. Playoff bonus money, the players decide. Do we want to give somebody the playoff bonus or not?
Well, let me ask you this: if you only played 21 games and they all came in the first half of the season, would you want a ring?
Yeah.
Somebody like a Malachi Richardson who's trying to find a job? Yes, I think so. Some guys might not,
right?
But I would think so.
Travis Ware completes the 3-point play.
Too.
Yeah. 70-65, Golden State.
A lot of fun to be happy
up by 5 here early on in the fourth quarter. So we're still we're still on Kawhi watch. Day 6 here of free agency.
I heard he's not going to make a decision today either.
You've been reading Twitter again?
Didn't you say there was a rumor he's going to make a decision on the 7th?
No, yeah.
That would kill the Lakers.
I know. Listen, of course, I've been reading Twitter. Jared, you know everything on Twitter is true?
Everything.
So tomorrow, the moratorium comes to an end or gets lifted. 5 on the shot clock here. Poked away by Golden State. Great defensive start to this quarter. Bowman with it for Golden State.
You want to know what was really interesting about going back to the Kawhi situation? You've pretty much known these 3 teams have been your 3 teams for a while now. I wonder what the holdup is. Like, what's making him take this long? Is it he doesn't want to leave Toronto? You've known that these will be the 3 teams. There's no surprises. The fact that he's going back and forth
let's just be fair here. From a journalistic standpoint. We have heard nothing from Kawhi or anyone around Kawhi. Any rumors or reports have all come, we believe, from all the teams that might be involved.
Well, I don't know.
That's amazing.
Some of it's come from Chris Carter as well, and they're saying that he's plugged into Kawhi's camp.
That's amazing, though. Nothing has been said. That's kind of how he is. So I guess his guys understand. Nothing. You say
Creative
nothing.
move there by Joe Cheeley. Couldn't finish. Bowman back the other way in the corner. Look at a
great charge.
Foul there.
Great charge.
72-65, Golden State leading Charlotte. Dwayne Bacon leading the way with 21 here for Charlotte.
Correction, no team foul.
And you see Martin right there drawing the charge, and he's not really known for his defense. So anytime he does something from a defensive aspect, that is a bonus. That's an added bonus for him because he's here to score and get buckets. But if he proves that he can bring some defense as well, he'll definitely endear himself to the Charlotte Hornets coaching staff.
He might
Wait.
want to return that trophy that says Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
Are you serious?
According to you, he should return. Reports. Carter.
I know. I just always watch him for his offense. You could have told me that in the break, Jared. You didn't have to call me out on TV.
Hey, he showed me. I was like, wait. Oh, too late.
I wonder who was in the running with him.
Travis Ware. In the corner. Bowman falling down, no.
Wow.
Bridges He's got 11. Bridges to the cup, no good. Bridges now 5 of 10 from the field.
Number 4, Devontae Graham returns for the Hornets. Number 3, Jordan Poole back in for the Warriors.
By the way, going back to this question about do you get a championship ring if you play only a few games for a team that goes on to win a championship and you get traded or waived well before the playoffs begin. What'd you guys do in 2011 when Alexis Ajinça, say Alex? Alexis.
Yeah.
My bad. Got traded in January after playing 10 games with the Mavs.
Alexis didn't get a ring.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. He lives. I still talk to Alexis. I know he didn't get a ring.
How about Steve Novak? Played 7 games. Did he get a ring?
No, Novak didn't get a ring either. I like Steve. He was a great shooter.
What you said. He was there for one reason.
No, an interesting fact about Steve Novak, they would do a shooting game after practice every day while he was there. He would beat Dirk Nowitzki every single day, soundly. That was the joke when he got waived. It was like, "Dad, Dirk, you had him cut because you couldn't beat him in the shooting game."
10 on the shot clock. Here's Lawson. Way off there. Dedrick Lawson out of Memphis.
Yeah, I knew you looked familiar.
He pulls and drills it. Devontae Graham appeared in 46 games last year for Charlotte. A little more defensive intensity. They're pushing up here, Vince.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's that time. It's the fourth quarter.
Time to get back in the game.
Oh, yeah. And it's time to see Jordan Poole get going again. Started off the game hot from 3, but since then, man, he's really been struggling to hit shots. I think, did he miss 8 in a row?
He's 2 of 10 now from 3. Shot clock violation. Good defense by the Hornets. Coach Borrego would love this. And we got a dicey situation here. The player who fell into the media area. It's Juan Toscano Anderson. 4-year player from Marquette. Appears to be okay. Take another look at Toscano. Hustling and falling.
Saves the ball and, oh, okay. Just didn't realize where he was, holding on.
For life.
Yeah. Glad the young man wasn't hurt there, though. Now we have some technical difficulties. They're trying to fix everything over there.
Yeah, but we're going to play here.
Nope.
Graham.
Not going to do it.
Gets it into Meeks. And a whistle. Dave Reed is a mad scientist. He continues to find players who only played a handful of games on a team that went on to win a championship. The latest gem, Eddie Curry, 14 games with the 2012 Heat. I remember that because remember Chris Bosh was going through some back injuries. They were trying to find whether it was Joel Anthony or other guys that filled the role, and they brought in Eddie Curry for a few games.
We had Eddie in Dallas.
8 on the shot clock.
When he was making his comeback.
I saw him in the big 3 like that the other day.
Graham's got the mismatch. He's going to pull. No good. Offensive board. Back to Graham in the corner.
Man. This Charlotte
Bacon
ball,
wide open. Bacon.
You almost want that shot to fall just because the ball movement was so great.
Yep.
Man, I was really impressed with Charlotte that possession.
Warriors by 2.
Oh, Mouse in the house.
Nice
Great
feed.
Wow.
Pascal.
And what a recovery by Bacon, too. Come back there and get the block. Pascal with the excellent feed. Bacon cleaning it up on the weak side.
Timeout on the court.
Summer League action continues tonight in Las Vegas on NBA TV and the ESPN app. As soon as we're finished with the Warriors and Hornets, it's Mo Bamba and the Orlando Magic taking on Lonnie Walker and the San Antonio Spurs. That's at 11 Eastern. Right out of the timeout, Eric Pascal converts. Warriors by 4. Pascal's got 9 now for Golden State.
The rim's still moving from his dunk.
I know.
Vince, were you in
power?
Did you feel the aftershock last night? We had a bit of a earthquake situation here in Vegas.
What time?
believe it was around 4:10 a.m. Pacific.
What were you doing up at 4:10, Jared?
You asked me that first game, but I didn't answer. Robertson with a hand at his face.
I figured
Shots now for Robertson.
I figured you might answer it this time, man. Like, what are you doing up? Like, you just ran.
Are you saying it's less risky to answer the question right now?
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, well,
Number 31.
I just thought you might have been up just studying for the game or something like that. Maybe you
Might have been getting the work out of
Yeah,
it.
maybe you're still on East Coast. No,
Hey,
that isn't it.
mentioned that we got Orlando and San Antonio coming up next. I'm really excited to see Mo Bamba back on the court for the first time in about 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that Summer League is good for somebody like Mo Bamba to come out here and get back acclimated to NBA life and the NBA game of basketball. And he still has a lot to prove. He still has a lot to prove this year.
And then think about it, too. We'll talk about it next game, but he's still got to battle for playing time with Nick Vucevic, who just got a $100 million contract.
Well, no, that's not going to be a battle. The guy that's got paid $100 million, he's going to play.
Evans the bucket.
Mo Bamba has to figure out what I can do to play with Vucevic at times and how I can maximize the minutes when he's not on the court. That's what he has to focus on right now.
But if that's happening, then where's Jonathan Isaac and not Aaron Gordon?
Listen, man, you got to beat out.
Playing Aaron Gordon at the 3.
Yeah, it's in the NBA. You got to beat out somebody.
Devontae Graham knocks down the triple.
So if Mo Bamba wants to be a great player in this league, he's going to have to go out there and beat somebody out. But it's not going to be Vucevic.
Yeah.
Look at this defense by the Hornets.
He's going to have to beat his Jonathan Evans, probably.
7 on the shot clock. Pascal loses the handle, gets it up to Reed. 4 on the shot clock. Reed in the paint, out to Poole with one of the shot clock fires and buries it off the window.
It's been a minute since he hit a shot, but he'll take it any way he can get it.
Yes, sir.
The bank is open.
Well, we're in Vegas. There's always money available. Graham driving, puts it up top.
Nice pass by Graham.
Finish by Hicks. Hicks last year playing for the Westchester Knicks.
Yep.
Oh, look at Evans. Oh, he couldn't finish.
Everything but the finish.
He lulled him to sleep and then couldn't finish it.
Hello. These Hornets have fought right back into this game now, up one, 80-79.
17th lead change of the game. Back and forth affair here. Jordan Poole getting into some traffic, and again the Charlotte defense steps up. Oh, wild play there. But Evans is going to commit the foul. He bailed him out.
Yeah. Yeah, he was stuck.
That was on the Warriors, number 31, Reed.
Cody Martin will go to the line.
There you see Poole with a nice three-pointer right there. I don't think he called bank, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. And then Graham pulls up from deep in transition, gave Charlotte the lead.
We're going to put Bacon at the line. Bacon tonight.
Florida boy, by the way.
Leads all scorers with 21 points. Give him 22.
Where's Bacon from in Florida?
Lakeland.
Lakeland, okay.
Went to Florida State for 2 years, was the 40th pick back in 2017.
Miles Bridges returns for Charlotte.
The emphasis from Coach Borrego is to see him be a bit more of the pick-and-roll ball handler this year, create scoring. Coach Borrego said not just for himself, but can he do it for others? And tonight, 23 points, 1 assist.
Well, even when I watched him at Florida State, I never really saw him making plays for others. He was really good at making plays for himself.
Reed pulls and airball. Wow. Golden State, 10 of 36 from downtown. They're going to say it was deflected.
Yeah. Miles, he called block and told him to get it.
So he gave it away. Gave himself up.
He sure did. Hey, honesty is the best policy
Poole
sometimes.
catches, fires, no good. Look at Reed diving for the rebound. Going to call a loose ball foul on Reed as he battled with Bridges.
Loose ball foul on the Warriors, number 31.
Honesty's the best policy?
He said the ball was out on me.
But I played.
Actually, he called block.
But I played pickup basketball against you, and you were not honest at all.
You are lying.
Yeah.
I can't believe you right now.
No, you were always arguing for a call.
A foul is a foul.
Yeah. Who argued more for calls and pickup at Carolina? You or Jerry Stackhouse?
Stack. I knew you were going to say Stack.
Did anybody ever argue back with him?
Not all the time. Well, there was one time. There's one guy.
A couple people did.
Yeah, there's one guy. No, it doesn't matter.
Speaking of
One time at
UNC,
band camp,
Isaiah Hicks.
guy got chased around the court.
Yes.
Pascal.
I was there for that.
Smilagic Goes out of bounds, and that'll take us to our next timeout. 2:52 to go. Come on back for the finish. Should be a good one. Charlotte leads 84-79. You can see this year's highly touted draft class take the court for the first time at MGM Resorts NBA Summer League right here in Las Vegas. Today through July 15th. Get your tickets at NBAtickets.com. 2:52 to go, fourth quarter. Hornets 84, Warriors 79. Dwayne Bacon leading the way with 23 points for Charlotte. For a guy that's like Dwayne Bacon, who's in his third year, Robertson, nice move there. Thinks about it, hesitates, and then buries it. Is there a sense of urgency to kind of get this type of performance out of the way so the coaches see enough and say, all right, you've done enough here in Summer League?
For Bacon?
Yeah.
I think they want to see some consistency. I mean, they want to kind of get himself going. I mean, what do you think, B? I think, you want to play him, you want to get him rolling, you want him to leave Summer League confident, ready for training camp, and probably to play some significant minutes.
I think if you're Bacon, you want to come out here in your first couple of games, look really, really good so you don't have to play the full Summer League, and basically show Charlotte that you're developing and that you're a guy that can handle some of those shots that would have been vacated by Kemba Walker and Jeremy Lamb from last season.
Kemba, the franchise's all-time leading scorer, has moved on to Boston. Jordan Poole for Golden State. He misfires. Poole has really struggled from downtown. Now 3 of 12 from distance. Turnover by Charlotte. It is their 16th of the game.
Well, Golden State's going to make a run. The time is now. Only 2 minutes left.
Got to hit some shots.
Yeah.
Should point out one guy we haven't seen today and won't see in Vegas for Golden State is Damian Jones, who it was predetermined before Summer League started that he would play the couple of games in the California Classic, and he was tremendous. Damian Jones, team-high 39 points over 3 games. Jones is not going to play here in Vegas, but he, at 7 foot, 245 pounds, he's going to play some significant minutes if he's healthy. Nice lay in there by Bacon. He's now got 25. Damian Jones for Golden State is going to have a big role. They bring back Looney. They bring in Willie Cauley-Stein, who you played with in Sacramento, but he's going to be counted on.
Well, it's going to be interesting because you talk about Willie Cauley-Stein, you talk about Looney. Damian Jones is going to have to fight for minutes now, where before it might have been a given. They have a 3-headed monster, and you never know how Steve Kerr is going to divvy up those minutes in that type of situation.
Well, go ahead. Finish.
No,
okay, well, real quick with that, the one thing you can do with Willie Cauley-Stein and play him at the 4.
And Looney, too.
Yeah, so that's the kind of, versatility he does have.
Think about what the Warriors have lost beyond just the obvious of Kevin Durant. You lose Iguodala and Jordan Bell, 2 guys that occasionally could back up and spell Draymond Green for a couple of moments. The Warriors do not have a true backup to Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's where Willie Cauley-Stein could come into play, and you could use him as a 4 or 5 combination.
Somebody like Pascal comes into mind as a backup
to kind of play just like Draymond as well. So
he plays a little bit different. Like where Draymond likes to get down the lane and look to pass,
of course.
Pascal likes to get down the lane and look to shoot.
Yeah, for sure.
Poole hesitates, drives. Poole hands it off. Opportunity for one more. How about this welcoming party to Vegas for Smilagic?
He's had two very impressive dunks in this game.
You look at Golden State's roster right now, and they're going to have a lot of decisions to make here.
And then you add Willie Cauley-Stein to that.
So Kai Bowman, who has gotten an extended run here today, is expected to get a 2-way contract. You're about at 12, and we'll see if Livingston comes off this.
And they added Glenn Robinson.
Right. Warriors are going to be looking for some guys on minimum contracts. Know anybody interested?
I think I know somebody.
You coming back, Brendan?
No. Those days are long gone for me. You're stuck with me, Jared. I'm talking about the guy over here to my left.
Here's a question I've been interested in asking you, Vince Carter with us here. If indeed next year is going to be your final run in the NBA, how would you feel if Adam Silver bestowed you the same honor he gave to Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade and put you on the All-Star team?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
But would you be comfortable with that? Would you like that? That'd be cool, right?
Yeah.
8-time All-Star, get a 9th in.
Way to put him on the spot, Jared. I don't think you really want to answer that question.
No, it's one of those things. I mean, I definitely would be honored. I mean, I was definitely happy for those guys, and they deserved it for sure. And, you know, it's one of those things we'll see, you know, if it happens. It might not.
Game is in Chicago next year.
Is it? It's cold there.
Whew. Approaching the final minute here. Hornets up by 7.
That was on Warriors number 00, Kai Bowman. That's his 4th.
David Freed feeding you as well here, VC.
Little Terrence Mann.
In the double bonus.
We're trying to figure out who was sitting over there. It's Terrence Mann. I was like, I know him.
Stay with us right after this one. We've got the Orlando Magic and San Antonio Spurs. Some really good young players in both of those games. If the Spurs are going to make it 23 straight years in the playoffs, a bunch of guys we're going to see tonight are going to have an impact on Greg Popovich getting back to the postseason next year.
They gave a lot of money to Rudy Gay. They're getting DeJounte Murray back.
Yeah, I think getting Murray back is going to be huge.
Nice.
Going to be huge for this team.
DeMarre Carroll coming over.
Yeah, what this team was able to do without DeJounte Murray last year was incredible to me, because they had to put the ball in DeMar DeRozan's hands a lot, almost use him as a point guard to a certain degree, and we know that's not DeMar's game, and they were still able to make the playoffs. I mean, that just goes to show you how great of a coach Greg Popovich is.
DeRozan career high in assists last year.
Who continues to struggle.
And for as much as DeRozan can score, he was a pretty darn good facilitator for them.
Right, he was. And that's the growth in his game. Like, he was averaging about maybe 5 or 6 assists. That was something he couldn't have done earlier on.
And that's
in his career.
trusting in Popovich, understanding he's put him in a position to succeed with his ability.
Pascal keeping the Warriors in it.
He's playing well.
Yeah, and that's the thing about Pascal. He's aggressive. He only knows one way to play. And he's always hunting his shot. He's looking for it. He's good at that pickup, at that pull-up, especially in the mid-range.
Final 25 seconds here for Charlotte. Looking to run it out. Ball in the hands of Dwayne Bacon, who has been the star.
Great pass by Bacon right there.
Oh! The putback by the man who finished 3rd in the slam dunk contest this year. Bridges, 25 points. Pardon me, Bacon, 25 points. Bridges, 11 points. And Graham will just dribble it out as the Charlotte Hornets open up 2019 NBA Summer League play with a victory over the Golden State Warriors. How impressive was Dwayne Bacon and Devontae Graham?
He was in his zone. Like I said, 3rd-year player. You could tell he's definitely comfortable, understands his game. Putting the ball in his hands is definitely suited for who he is and how he plays.
Bacon was calm, cool, and collected all game long. He never looked rushed, never looked hurried. Like you said, you could tell he's a 3rd-year player. You could tell he has that NBA experience. He didn't let the moment ever get too big. And then you could also tell he's been working on this game.
For sure.
Tough go for Jordan Poole. After hitting his first couple of shots, Poole finished 3 of 14 from downtown. I'm sure he'll keep shooting as Summer League continues on. Each team gets a minimum of 5 games, 4 in the preliminary round, and then we'll get to the tournament play. Stay with us. Right after we wrap things up here, we'll get you to Orlando and San Antonio. Looking forward to seeing Mo Bamba's return to the court. We saw a lot of positives here from Golden State, including Davon Reed and Eric Pascal. But the story tonight was Dwayne Bacon, his 25 points, and he's with Roe Parrish.
That's right, Dwayne Bacon was the story. I think of the word smooth, polished, confident. That's how you look tonight on the floor. How did it feel being out here?
It feels good. You know, they wanted me to come out here and play. I wanted to come compete. I've been working all summer. It finally feels good, you know, just to play against a different team now. So it feels great right now. I feel good.
The swagger's definitely dripping. I can see the confidence in your game. Just coming out here, does it feel different coming out here on this court as it felt in previous seasons?
Not really. It feels the same. I love the game of basketball. I love to play it. Anytime I step on the court, I try to take it serious as I can, play hard as I can, try to get wins. I love competing. I love winning, and I'm just happy that we got a chance to do that today.
So, of course, a lot of changes are coming for the Charlotte Hornets. What are you looking forward to most, seeing that you're going to be somebody that's probably going to be relied on a whole lot coming into this next season?
I'm ready for it, honestly. I've been playing basketball all my life for this moment, to be, you know, one of the go-to guys on the team, and hopefully You know, the Hornets want me to do that, and I'm ready for it. I came out here, I feel like I showed what I could do today with scoring the ball and being a leader, and I just want to continue to do that throughout Summer League.
So you're on a mission.
I'm on a mission, a crazy mission.
There it is. Hey, he's on a mission. He's ready to ball 25 points, the leading scorer. Back to you.
All right, Roe. Dwayne Bacon, 25 points, a guy who more than doubled his scoring average from year 1 to year 2. We've been with Vince Carter all game long, Brendan Haywood, Jared Greenberg. What impressed you most about Bacon?
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing that was interesting what he said. He's like, I wanted to be out here and play, and I wanted to come out here and get better and show, you know, because he's on a mission. And it goes back to what we said about
Malik Monk, yeah.
And he's understanding the opportunity is there. So I want to be here so I can show I deserve to be the go-to guy or a go-to guy and play through me. And I think Monk is missing an opportunity.
There's a lot of shots. There's a lot of opportunities on the court for Charlotte this season. Kemba Walker no longer there. Second leading scorer, Jeremy Lamb, no longer there. Malik Monk, I think, dropped the ball, is not taking advantage of the opportunity right now that Dwayne Bacon is. Dwayne Bacon realizes, guess what? Upper management wants to see me out here. I know I'm a third-year player. I don't have to be here. I'm going to go above and beyond to show them that I can be the guy that can get some of these shots. Yes.
It's not like he's laying an egg. He's delivering.
What will happen before we speak to you next when you and I pair up to do some games on Tuesday on NBA TV? Will you have a new home, or will Kawhi have a new home?
Probably Kawhi first.
Kawhi first.
He goes first.
He's not waiting on you.
Nah, he's not waiting on me. We the NBA are waiting on Kawhi.
Kawhi Watch 2019 continues. Vince, appreciate you joining us here. We'll speak to you again a little later on in Summer League here from Vegas. Hornets end the game on an 18-6 run, and they win it 93-85 behind the 25 points of Dwayne Bacon. Got much more Summer League action coming up next with Mo Bamba's return to the court after a 6-month rehab process. Bamba and the Orlando Magic taking on Lonnie Walker and the San Antonio Spurs. Big win for Charlotte. Dwayne Bacon, 25. Devontae Graham, 21. Charlotte takes down Jordan Poole and the Golden State Warriors. Our thanks to Vince Carter for joining us, Brendan Haywood, Roe Parrish, Jared Greenberg, coming back with Orlando and San Antonio live from Vegas at the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League.